Welcome back, Pause Menu Society, Euphoric Interpretations. This is our weekly Euphoria recap episode. Of course, I'm Daniel Derrick Ocean. That is awesome, Amy. And we're here to talk Euphoria. The build to the wedding, I thought it was nice.
Yeah,
Um, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw like the promo pics come out, like first of all, they did a great job. And all these fashion houses lined up to work with them, like Bottega Veneta provided Nate's tuxedo for the wedding and
sick.
um yeah, some other fashion houses provided I forgot who provided Cassie's dress and Maddie's dress and stuff like that. Like they didn't reach out. These other like these fashion houses reached out to them like we would love to be a part of this. So I thought that
Nice.
was really dope.
Yeah.
Um and seeing like the lead up, they did a really great job with the trailer because when you see Cassie all bloody and they kept showing those shots of Maddie, I'm like, is Maddie gonna run the fade with Cassie again?
Right?
Like, I thought we did that. So for it to turn out the way it did, I'm just like, okay, but it was a good wedding. I mean, well, the episode overall was good. What'd you think?
I thought it was really good overall. I thought it was pretty decent. The dresses were fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little inappropriate for a wedding. Some of them, like Jules. Damn.
So yeah, I forgot who they said provided Jules' dress, but it was like a one of one, like from whatever fashion show. I think they said it was like a spring collection for somebody back in like 2023 or some shit like that. I don't know, but um, it's funny how they were all like just like to the nines, and then Rue was just like, "What the fuck ever?" Like she found like the biggest suit and rolled out of bed and was like, "This is what I'm giving." But it was
Right.
cool. I thought it was a really really good episode. Do you want to start? I took some notes. You took some notes. What do you want? Where do you want to
Yeah.
start?
I mean, so we can go through the timeline if you want throughout the episode. So, it comes
Okay.
out with Jules first. Jules
Jules,
going through
ass
her.
out, just painting.
Yes, with her,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
baby daddies and all that, and how she was seeing a bunch of them, and then she decided Ellis was her favorite, the, plastic surgeon.
Right. So, are we to? Because I'm thinking when we find out that he's a plastic surgeon, I'm like, is he going to, like, is he going to help Jules? And then she's like, "No, I fully transitioned at 14." I was like, "Okay, okay."
Yeah. So that
Um,
kind of answered our question before
right.
when we were
Because we
talking
did
about,
know.
like,
We were
Cal and,
like,
like. Right.
"Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah."
think she was fully transitioned yet, but I
I
guess
didn't
she
well,
was.
because if I remember correctly, with Hal, it was anal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
think, but, um,
But
the
why the fuck
interesting
was he
thing
Saran wrapping her?
that's where I was just about to go. It to me, it seems like he has some kind of binding fetish, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it
Because
seems
that
like.
was first of all, why do you have that much Saran wrap in your house? That's, like, the biggest question. Why do you have that much Saran wrap? But,
So
like
what it looked like was, like, the Saran wrap you use when you're moving. So you get, like, these big
oh,
rolls and you use
yeah,
them
yeah,
for,
yeah,
like.
yeah. Like, they have in
Yeah.
warehouses and shit like that when they wrap, like, a pallet of, like, boxes and shit like that. Okay, that
Right,
does
right,
make
right.
sense.
Yeah.
Um,
But still, you know.
so he had a quote, which I thought it was very interesting. So he says you marry when she asked him about like how his wife felt and this, that, and the third. He said, "You
Yeah.
marry the best parts of a person. Hopefully, you can tolerate the worst." And I was just like, "Damn!" Like that was kind of a bar. That was a bar.
Yeah. That was
Um.
that was good.
So, from my understanding, Jules dropped out of art school.
Yeah. I think he talked her into it because since she met him, she dropped out. All she does is, like, paint and shit. I
Yeah.
mean.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I thought about this. So, watching the episode and then going on set.
Mhm.
So our director of photography actually went to film school, right?
Yeah.
And that's something you probably like Spike Lee, what's John Singleton, may he rest in peace, Scorsese, um, for Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, like the titans of our industry, Ryan Coogler, they went to film school. And it's
Mhm.
almost necessary to do that to make film. But do you really need to go to art school to paint? 'cause we all painted an
I
art,
mean,
like,
I
when we
guess
were
you don't
kids.
real I yeah. I guess you don't
Because here's
have
the
to
thing,
go to art
and the
school.
reason
I think art
yeah,
school
and the
is
reason I
really just
say that,
like
I guess it depends on what form of art you're learning there, because at the
yeah.
end of the day, art is subjective. We could both look
Mhm.
at a painting and it could mean like this art behind me, it's like James Bond, the
Right.
Spider-Man, the Beatles,
Right.
Super Mario Brothers and shit like that. That's a very, very strict, it's like, this is what this is. But if it's just like a Jackson Pollock where it's just colors all over the place, or
Mhm.
like Salvador Dali or something like that, it's like when it's abstract, it's like whatever you see is what you interpret it as.
I think what it is a
So
lot is, like, anyone could be a handyman, you know what I mean? Like, you can be a
yeah,
carpenter, you
yeah,
can build a table, you can build a chair, but, like, if you go to school or some kinda, like, trade school, then you learn, like, techniques and, like, what you can actually use
yeah,
those tools for. That's how I see it, but I
yeah.
really don't think you really need to go to school for that,
That's
for
what I'm saying,
painting.
because anybody can paint. Kennedy
Yeah,
paints, or she used
yeah,
to a lot. But now she paints nails, you know what I mean? So it's like,
right.
um,
So,
but
anyways, she's
goddamn,
not going to school no more.
no,
Uh
no,
It feels like to me that Ellis has taken up a lot of her
her time.
time and a lot of her life. I feel like Jules is the kind of person that just lets someone kind of like dictate her life or her time. Like she just spends a lot of her energy into that one person because she did that with Rue for a while
With
there
Rue, I
too.
was just gonna say that she definitely
Yeah.
did that with Rue. Um, she essentially just has to be available to his beck and call, because
Yeah.
she gets home and like from the wedding, and I know we're jumping around a little bit, but
Yeah.
she gets home and she sees his shit is there, and she's like,
Yeah.
fuck, let me fix my lipstick and all this, that, and the third. So it's like, it's very expecting of her that this is what it is. I'm financing your life, and this is what I
Mhm.
expect out of this relationship.
Right.
And the fact that they kind of ended there tells me we're going to dive deeper into that situation
I think
in the
so too.
next
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Um,
So after Jules and they show up with Rue,
who is an arms dealer now?
apparently, yeah, she's
So
pretty good at it.
okay, I did not know, like, you can 3D print anything. Like, I know you can 3D print a gun but I didn't think you could 3D print a functional gun. That was the crazy part.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can
Because
print, like, each individual part, and then you just gotta assemble it.
I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And, of course, she
Alamo
mentioned it's going to Mexico, it's not coming in the United
exactly,
States.
exactly. Alamo really seems to believe in Rue. But
Yeah.
then I look at the other guy, Bishop. I thought this episode was great for Bishop because we didn't really get any backstory on him or anything, but, like, the way he was very deliberate, like, when they got to Lori's house, and again, I'm jumping all over the place, and I apologize, but, like, this this episode was worth the wait.
Mhm.
I thought the build was great, and there wasn't a dull moment. There was not a
Right.
dull moment. Nate's parents at the wedding, I thought that was very interesting. Let's
Yeah.
just talk about the wedding, okay? Let's
Okay,
talk about
alright.
the wedding. Looks like Cassie got her $50,000 floral
I
arrangement.
do have to say something, though, before we get to the wedding.
Go ahead.
That scene with the pig and Alamo shoots it and the blood spraying, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And he, like, so the thing about that is he talked about how Lori called him a pig,
Mhm.
but that was like a prize hog for him. So it's like there is this conflict there internally with him where it's like, don't call me a pig as a human being. That's the lowest thing you can call somebody. But I have this immense amount of love for this particular pig. And since you drug my pig and I had to kill my pig, now I'm going to take something that you love. Um,
Paladin. I was
Paladin.
thinking about this. The name of the episode is Ballad of
Is a
Paladin,
paladin.
right?
Yeah,
And I was like, "Okay, well, what's a paladin?" Paladin apparently is a trusted military leader or a knight leading champion of a cause. So it's a lead
that
a
makes sense.
leader. Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, what does that have to do with it?" Then I learned the Ballad of Paladin is actually a theme song for the TV Western Have Gun Will Travel, and it's
Yeah,
sung
yeah,
by
yeah.
Johnny Western, which I think they played at the end of the episode. But then I
Right.
was like, "Okay, so what the fuck does that have to do?" The bird is Paladin. I just wrote it in caps. Paladin is the
R
bird.
right, but it's like, so Lori takes her cues from the fucking bird? Like, I don't know. That was very strange.
Yeah.
Do we was that ecstasy or what was it that he put in that bird's water?
I
I don't
have
that
no
that's
idea.
I don't know, but the thing fucking killed over, and so I did some research. Everybody's like, "It's a parrot," and apparently, no, it's a cockatiel.
No. Yeah, it's a cockatiel.
Okay, I did not like I'm like, because 'cause I'm just like, parrots have a little more color, don't they? Like,
Yeah,
or there
no,
could be
that's a yeah. I mean, I guess there
okay,
could be albino parrots, but that's definitely
parrots,
not a
I guess.
parrot. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, it cuts to
Um,
the wedding. We're at the wedding. I just had to put that out there.
you're fine. This is the wedding of all weddings.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was shot beautifully. I
Mhm.
thought all the interactions were very, very important. Um, Nate's parents sitting together, and for a moment, you don't even know that they're divorced at this point until she mentions it later when they're giving the speeches at the reception. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, this is interesting," because she's like, "Who was that?" And he's like, "Oh, I think it's one of Nate's friends." And again, rest in peace to Eric Dane. He fought and fought and fought. So after the did you watch like the little extra 15 minutes after the credits?
No.
Okay, so I'm waiting to see the trailer for next week's episode. So there's like
Okay.
15 minutes after the episode ends, after the credits, and it goes into that's where they talk about how like these fashion houses donated the pieces for the wedding, and
Shit, okay.
all of
Yeah.
Nate's clothes that he's worn for the season were donated by a fashion house. I know Bottega Veneta definitely did his tuxedo. I don't know if they did the clothes during the season as well, but like, so all of that was donated, like Cassie's dress and um, but they talk about so Sam Levinson says that when Eric Dane is like diagnosed with ALS, he calls him. He's like, "Hey, I got to let you know this is what's going on, and I only have so much time, but I'm committed to finishing this out." And you could see him like, um, I think it was brilliant that they wrote in the script that he was just really drunk as a
Yeah.
way to make up for him struggling with his ALS to kind of get through the situation.
Right. And you got your closure too. You learned what happened,
Right,
you know,
right,
with
right, right, right.
his because I remember
Yeah.
last time we were talking about it, you were like, "I need to know what happened. Like,
No,
I
yeah,
need
I
to
was like,
know."
did he go to jail or did he not? So he cut a
Yeah.
plea deal.
Mhm.
They got divorced either way. Let's talk about Lexi is one thing. We're gonna talk about that in a second because I have a
Yeah.
thought on why. I have a thought on why.
Okay.
Um, but their mom, who the fuck says that shit to their child when they're about to walk down the aisle to their wedding?
Yes! I have so many notes on that. I'm just like, "Who the
Okay, go
fuck?"
ahead. Because I'm just
Like,
like,
okay,
what the fuck? Like,
my first
is she
thoughts
drunk?
right? My first thoughts was beautiful wedding, $50,000 worth of fucking flowers, beautiful, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fine. Cassie's dress is gorgeous, and then her mom opens her motherfucking mouth and just starts talking about how shitty her marriage was.
Marriage, like, she was like, "This was the last happy moment I had with your father," but the killer part is where she's like, "You are my greatest creation. Go get him, kid." I'm like, who the fuck says that to their kid before they go to the altar to get married? That was
After
fucking
already
crazy.
talking shit about their marriage and how shitty it
Yeah,
was, you know what I mean? Like, god damn, girl.
I, oh, so yeah, the bridesmaid's dress, Lexi's dress, that was I forgot what it's called. It was like granny vintage or some whatever the fuck it's called. That was those were also donated.
Okay.
They they just everybody was like, "We want to be a part of this wedding," because
Yeah.
for this generation, like, this is like Whitley and Dwayne Wayne getting married on a different world, or I'm trying to think of another big wedding on a TV show. That was this for this generation, because you could
Okay.
see, like, all week long, we're seeing these pictures of Nate and Cassie and the tux and the dress, and I'm like, they like Nathaniel Jacobs and Cassandra, whatever their last name is, cordially invite you. I was like, they're really going all out. So this wedding is
Yeah.
going to be huge.
Yeah.
So also in this little piece afterwards, they talk about it like, I'm thinking that's a venue. That's all on a soundstage at Warner Brothers Studios.
It
And they
was?
were just yes, they're just like, you would have never like it looked like an actual venue. They were like,
It
you
really
would have
did.
never known that we were on a soundstage.
Yeah.
And for the cast, they were like, this was beautiful because it was the first time we were all together as a cast since like we wrapped on season 2 and shit like that.
Yeah.
But so Cassie's just being Cassie, like the ice sculpture.
Titties
She's like, the ice
bouncing.
sculpture. My God.
Titties be
You
bouncing.
could see them shits from space. From fucking space. I'm like, and then when they're doing their dance, I'm like, I think she's got pasties on her. Like you could see areola and shit. I was like, this. I mean, that's
Yeah.
essentially what people say is Sydney Sweeney's calling card. But I was like, this is fucking crazy. But so she complained about the ice sculpture. She's like, it looks chubby. He's like, well, the ice will melt and then like it'll be slimmer and shit like that. And
Yeah.
um,
Uh,
so the wedding colors, and again, this is from the shit after the credits.
yeah.
The colors of the wedding take inspiration from a shrimp cocktail.
What?
And if yes, so if you look at the ice sculpture, if you go back and watch, the ice sculpture goes down and there's a big bowl of ice built into it that slides in, and it's
Huh.
got like shrimp in it, it's shrimp cocktail. So they
Yeah.
saw the colors and they were just like, "Oh, we got to go. Would be beautiful for the pictures, the flowers, all that stuff." So they built the whole color scheme of the wedding around like the
That's
picture of like
hilarious.
yeah,
Like,
it's
they're
crazy.
like,
It's
"It's
crazy.
the shrimp. It's the sh we're gonna
Yeah.
do this whole
And again,
wedding off
I'm
of
just
fucking shrimp."
watching because I'm just like, okay, well, this all just happened. What the fuck happens next? And they go into this, and I was like, okay, this is really fucking interesting how they created all of this just off like that shrimp that shrimp is a cool color, and I think we should build on that. And it's like, okay, this is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Um, BB shows up, which was really fucking cool. Shout out to BB. I think she's
Yeah.
really pregnant because you could see it in her face.
Yeah,
Like I
I
was
think
like,
she
that's
is
a dummy
too.
belly on her, but then I looked at her like here, I'm like, no, I think she's really pregnant.
Yeah, I think so
Um,
too. Nassim
then
shows up for
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
money.
Okay. So before we get to that,
Okay, okay.
Lexi,
Lexi,
where
yeah.
the where she's like, "Are you a virgin?" She's like, "It's better than having herpes." And so there's a 5-year jump, and Rue and Lexi were juniors because the rest, like, so Nate, Cassie, and them, they're a year ahead, and um, uh, whatever the Algie's character, I can't think of Mick. What the fuck was his name? Mick. What the fuck ever. So he was already in college. He was a freshman in
Oh,
college.
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So presumably, so there's 5 years. So Lexi's like 23 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In her 20s.
So what I'm guessing is you could tell that her and Fezco like really, really cared about each other. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking that she was so heartbroken from that situation that she hyper focused on work and school and whatever the fuck to replace him, and she never got over that hurt. And that's why
Mhm.
in the first episode, Rue's like, you could call him sometime. Where actually, I need people to understand you don't call the jail. You got to wait on
Right.
them to call you. I really need people to understand that. That's not how,
Yeah.
like, I don't just get pick up the phone like, yo, I need to talk to my brother. Like, I have to wait for him to call me. We don't
Yeah.
call the jail.
That's how that
But
works.
yeah, but it makes sense when Lexi just kind of ignored what Rue was saying. She had to be really, really hurt by that. And
Yeah.
she never really moved on. 'Cause
Yeah, that
she was
makes
just, like,
sense.
very indignant. She's like, "Well, it's better than having herpes." And who asked her? They were like, "Are you a fucking virgin?" And she's like, "It's better than having herpes." And I was like, "This
It's
is
like, who
very
fucking says
fucking
that? Yeah.
Lexi Howard, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I thought that was interesting. The Fezco call, so when the call
Oh,
comes in,
man. Yeah.
I thought that they I thought that they would have somebody mimic his voice. Because at this point, we have the technology where you could do that with AI.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
all they need is a clip of his voice from one of the other episodes and to write the dialogue, and AI will,
Mhm.
like, replicate the voice, so I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Fezco plans on breaking out of jail. What the
Parkour.
fuck? Right. she's like, "That's not how that works, bro." But it was great, like, that was one of
I loved
Ruth's.
yeah, I loved that moment.
You could tell how happy she was that he called. That was very, very
Yeah.
important for me. Um, Nate and Jules, the conversation at the wedding.
Yeah,
And he's like,
that
"What are
was
you doing here?"
interesting.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I came with, Rue and Maddie." And he's like, "Where's Maddie?" And she's like, "I think the emotion of it all kinda was too much for her."
Yeah, I was actually
Also
really like, I wasn't surprised that she ended up, getting up and leaving and getting
leaving.
really, like, upset about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like, I felt like she might have made a bigger deal out of it if she was back in high school. But I that
So
really shows how she's, like, grown up and matured a little bit
matured,
more
yeah, but you
by
could tell she was still hurt to, like, have to
yeah.
it's like, it's been 5 years, but I still have to sit here and watch this. So that makes me truly believe that she must have really despite all the issues, because all they did was fucking fight and shit, and
Yeah.
then she found all the pictures of him on his phone with different dudes' dicks and shit. I thought that she would have been done there, but even with that, she still was, like, really, really in love with Nate. So I think that she really thought she was going to marry him, and I
Yeah.
think what really pushed her to leave was his mom's speech at the wedding, where she's like,
Yeah.
as a mother, you have to shut your mouth when a girl comes around, this, that, and the third. And then she's like, and then he met Cassie and she was just the best thing for him. And if I'm Maddie, I'm sitting there like, okay, dog, it's been 5 years and I
Right.
was a fucking kid. You're not going to keep doing this. So I'm already emotional over this situation. I'm just going to fucking go. I'm not going to disrespect your parents or anything like that. But that did, because then she's like, um, we're divorced. So I'm the new Mrs. Howard or Mrs. Jacobs, Cassandra. And it's just like, okay, so now we find out they did get divorced, but at least they're
Yeah.
cordial enough to, like, be there together, which I thought was very important. Because I remember somebody was telling me that their parents got divorced, and then their brother's wedding was coming, like, months after the divorce, and I was just like, "But it's a family situation, they should be able to be in the same place," and, they were like, "Yeah, you would think, but that's not how it went." Like, my mom went
Yeah.
fucking nuclear and started talking shit about my dad, and it's like, y'all can't be civil for 1 fucking day? 1
No.
fucking day.
So,
So,
like
kudos to them for that, but the way she took that dig at Maddie was not okay. It
yeah.
just wasn't.
That was a little uncalled for, but I mean,
Very
that's what it is. This whole episode is just people saying shit that's just like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
That man, Maddie's dress has a rosary on the back that
I saw that.
the yeah, the cross so,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
yeah.
donated, and they said the reason that they wanted that dress for her was because, remember, she wore the crucifix when they were in high school.
Mhm.
So, it was like the rosary, like, the very tip of the bottom of the cross rests right above her ass crack, which only
Right.
Maddie Perez can get away with wearing that dress, you know what I'm saying?
Only her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
'Cause as
the
soon
the
as I saw
conversation,
that, 'cause they didn't even show her face yet. They just showed, like, the
yeah.
rosary as she's walking, and I was like, "That is Maddie
That's
for
definitely Maddie,
sure.
because
That can
only Maddie
only
could
be
do that.
Maddie." Exactly.
Yeah, because Cassie, like, she just doesn't have the confidence. There's an it factor, and
Yeah.
not saying that, but, like, that's a Maddie dress. That just doesn't work for anybody else. It doesn't
Right.
work for anybody else. Um, Jules and Nate's dad, their
That
conversation,
Yep.
very interesting.
Yep.
And then he's like, kids like to lie like you did about your age. And I was just like, this is fucking crazy. And then
Yeah.
he makes the speech, like Nate is like, look, and he's like, God fucking damn it. Um, the speeches were amazing. Aside from Nate's mother, Shade Maddie, I thought that was really fucking low.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was cool to see them all be able to interact and like, it's like this high school was
It was
5
kinda
fucking
like
years
a
ago.
reunion almost.
It really was. It
Yeah.
really was. Um, so then your guy shows up.
Yeah. Nassim.
And because I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then he was like, "It's a beautiful wedding." I was like, "Oh, shit. This is the
Yeah.
dude that owned the coffin place." I'm like, "Okay."
And owes him, like,
Um,
what was it? $600,000 or some shit that he owes him?
$600,000. Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I feel like he has every right to be angry. because you owe
He
him
does.
$600,000. You got $50,000 of fucking
Fucking
flowers.
flowers.
You
Yeah.
got an ice sculpture, you got lobster, you got champagne. Like, come on.
Thing.
Come on now. Where's
So
my
here's my
money?
thing. If the girl, so it was Cassie, Nate. Nate's brother was his best man. Lexi
Mhm.
was Cassie's maid of honor, and then the other
Mhm.
girl was on the end.
Yeah,
How the fuck did Lexi not hear this conversation if the other girl heard it down there? That didn't
right.
make sense. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
I feel like
But
Lexi just, like, kept her mouth shut. She was just like, like, I think she just
that
knows
makes more
already
sense.
to just, like, keep her shit together
That
and
actually
just,
makes
like,
more sense. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Um, my invitation must have got lost in the mail.
yeah.
I just that whole situation, and he's just like, don't panic, we're good, we're good, we're good." And then old girl goes up to her husband. So when I saw her face, I was like, they invested money with Nate. They
Yeah,
invested some of their money because otherwise you wouldn't be that upset. It's like, "Oh, you're broke?
yeah.
Damn, that's crazy." But this is
And
a nice
then
wedding.
and then you find out they put their children's college
It's
fund.
fucking yeah, which is the funny thing is, and I'm not slamming anybody that does this, it's interesting that people still would set aside money for college because it's like the price is going up just like everything else,
Mhm.
but higher learning is very expensive, and you could save $5 a fucking day. By the time that kid hits 18, that's not paying for them to go to school. It
Right.
could pay for a couple semesters maybe, or a semester maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, but she was fucking livid. Um,
I feel like
a
Cassie had
flower.
every right to be like, "What does that have to do with me?" 'Cause, like, bitch, what does it have to do with her? She didn't take your
But at this
money.
but see, but what did old girl say? So that's why you're showing ass on the internet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, "Oh,
Yeah.
your husband's broke, so you're showing your titties on OnlyFans. It makes sense now." She's like, "No, I stopped that. I stopped that."
Which
This
she
fucking
did, but
she did, but, like, so this flower that's super rare shuts down the whole construction project, and
yeah,
that's how Nate ends up broke. That is fucking insane.
that's
And now it makes
terrible
sense
luck.
when you go back to that episode where he's telling the guys, "Just look busy,"
Mhm.
because he had that investor coming out because he was trying to pull money from every fucking avenue. He's like, "We might have to downsize." She's like, "I don't wanna fucking downsize." And
Threw
at
the
that point, I'm
biggest
just like,
tantrum on
"Yes,"
her
and
wedding day.
this is why you have to know who you lay down next to. Nate,
Mhm.
the minute Cassie was like, Can I do OnlyFans to pay for the flowers?" Like, but Nate should have known also when they were in high school, like, Cassie got up at 4 in the morning to get up and get ready to look good for him, and he walked right past her in the hall and didn't pay
He
her any
didn't
fucking
know that,
attention.
though. He didn't know what time she was getting up to get ready,
Well, good point, good point.
but you can tell that she was putting in work.
She
So,
was.
yeah.
Like, most high school kids roll out of bed and it's just like, "I'm here, dog. That's enough."
Right.
I'm here. I made
Yeah.
it, and I made it on time. That should be fucking good enough for you.
Right.
Um, that girl was fucking livid though. That girl
Yeah.
was, and she had every right. You invest, whether it was your kid's college fund or it was just your savings or whatever, you invest your money and you find out he's broke, which essentially means our money is gone. Or
Yeah.
our money probably paid for something in here. And at that point, I'm grabbing flatware and all types of shit. I'm gonna get mine back.
Right.
I'm gonna get
Right.
mine back.
Grab the
You know
shrimp.
what I'm saying? If I have to get it in blood, I'm getting mine back.
Right.
The motivation speaking shit. Fuck that flower. Like, you can say fuck that flower all day long. That money's not coming back. That was the craziest part to me, other than Cassie popping him in the fucking eye with the champagne cork.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
But
Um,
then they get home and Nassim's there waiting for them. Of course. That was that was wild.
that was probably the most gruesome thing I've ever seen. I've seen some shit in films before, but
Really? That's the most gruesome? Like, you don't really watch
well,
horror movies though, do you?
not too much. Not too
See,
much.
I watch mostly horror movies. So to me, that wasn't like crazy.
Well, because if you look at Scream, he's just the killer's always stabbing. So it's
Right.
not like super, super crazy. The craziest shit I've probably seen in a film, in a horror film or anything of the genre is probably Saw because Jigsaw was like planning, like, I'm not just going to kill you. I'm going to make you think about the choices you've made in your life and how it got you here. And
Mhm.
then I'm going to contort your body and completely fuck you completely up where it's gonna be a closed coffin. Like that
Right.
shit. Like I remember he had the thing on their heads, and if they went so far, they had to find the key. And like the
Mhm.
one girl got put in that thing where it started like turning and breaking bones and shit. Like nobody's
Right.
supposed to fucking die like that, dog. That is some medieval shit.
Right.
But watching a motherfucker get their toe clipped off is crazy.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Just beat the fuck out of me. Beat the fuck out of me. Like I'll be back and I want my money. Fine. When he clipped that fucking toe and Nate starts bleeding everywhere, and
Yeah.
the way that blood was gushing, I don't think they're gonna kill Nate off,
Mm-mm.
but he can't catch a break. Fezco beat the shit out of him, put him up in the hospital. This dude beats the shit out of him and clipped his fucking toe. Like,
Yeah.
imagine and here's my thing. This was the craziest part.
Yeah.
So the venue, I would assume, was supposed to be a hotel. Why did they not have a room there?
'Cause they're
How many
broke.
people like good point. Good
They're
fucking
broke.
point. Good point. Yeah, that makes sense. Because 'Cause I'm like, why would because, like,
I was thinking the same thing too at first. I was just like, "Why don't they
I
have
don't
a
know
room
too many
there?
people who go
Get on the
to their
plane, go
home
to your
after
honey."
their wedding.
Right.
Even if you don't go on a honeymoon, I know people who stay at a hotel that night, like, in the honeymoon suite. So I was just like, "Damn." 'Cause he's like, "I'm gonna carry you over the threshold when we get home." I was like, "Y'all are going home?
Right.
Why not stay at the venue?" But you're right, they are broke, but imagine opening your fucking door but he told him, "I'll see you soon." I didn't know he meant
Yeah.
that fucking
Apparently they didn't know either.
nobody, but goddamn, a toe? A
My
fucking toe.
god.
Does the
I
I
thought you
think
would
the
really
people
appreciate that though, really appreciate the effects that they took with the toe and, like, the
well,
blood
yeah. I
gushing
thought
out.
they did a great job. I just seeing the promo leading up and seeing Cassie's face and the way they kept centering in on Maddie, I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is she going to do or say for Maddie to snap and beat the shit out of her? And then Maddie goes, and I was like, so then I see when dude shows up and that shit, I was like,
Damn.
this is how Cassie's gonna get fucked up. And then the
Yeah.
guy's like, don't cry, you're getting your fuck up your makeup and this. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That's
Yeah.
what you're worried about? They're beating the shit out of your husband. They're about to take his toe off, and I was just like, this.
No, that Nassim was telling her, "Oh, don't cry," whatever, and she was like, "It's already fucked up." She's, like, freaking out, crying. I would be too. I'd be sitting there like, "This was
Yeah,
supposed to be the happiest day of my life,
happiest day of
and
my
it's
life.
fucked."
That's all they kept saying. This is supposed to be the happiest day of our life. And I
Yeah.
think that statement and the fact that they built the whole episode essentially around I
Mhm.
mean, Rue has her place and all this other stuff. They built the whole episode though around the wedding and how important it was. And it essentially was a payoff for the entire cast because
Yeah.
this is a story that starts season 1, episode 1. McKay,
Right.
that's his fucking name. I don't know why that just came to me. Because McKay is with Cassie and Maddie is with fucking Nate. And then
Yeah.
McKay goes to college, and then Cassie fucks Nate at the party, I believe. I can't remember. And then at that point, it becomes a love triangle. And they did a great job with the trailer. They
Right.
did a great job with the trailer because I think a lot of us were full out expecting Maddie to snap and beat the fuck out of Cassie again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I was really surprised that that's what it was.
I was really worried about Rue for a minute there too, because
I
Alma was
okay,
sending Rue
so
over to Lori's.
yes, so when they show up and the Nazi dude comes to the door, and I'm just like, this is not going to end well for them. I did not think they were going to walk out of that place like that.
Me too.
I definitely
Me
did
too.
not. I definitely did not.
But I think that's the point too, because you either okay, so I was thinking one of two things. They were either going to somehow kidnap Paladin on their way out,
Mhm,
or they were gonna kill Bishop and then take Rue. But they
'cause
weren't
they said
expecting
it.
yeah, because they said they weren't expecting Bishop to be with her. And
Yeah,
they were
yeah, yeah.
talking about kidnapping her anyways.
Yeah, that was their plan. That was their plan.
Yeah.
And then Lori's like, "I miss Rue," and it's like, do you miss her as a person or do you miss her as a drug runner? I'm confused. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
Lori is fucking hilarious though. Like
Yeah.
the shit that she said in the phone conversation, and then she's like, "You like westerns?" And he's like, "It's not about being black or white." Like it was just very, very interesting that Lori is the villain of all villains.
Yeah.
But I don't know how this is gonna play out
I don't know.
because did you see the scenes from next week's episode?
I didn't. So, like, whenever it ends, it's just like, "Oh, this is gonna play next," and I was like, "Fuck that shit," and I just
So
turn it
wait,
off.
so you mean where it pops to the smaller
Yeah,
screen?
yeah.
So you have to use the remote, go back, and you have to move the cursor up on the remote, hit the smaller screen, and it opens back up, and then just let it play through
Gotcha.
the credits, and then
Yeah.
you get the trailer for next week, and then all the extra content and stuff
See,
like
usually
that.
Bella does that shit for me, and she wasn't with me at the time, so I was just like, "I'm
Oh,
just gonna shut this
yeah.
shit off. I don't know what I'm doing."
No, there was a so,
Okay, so I need to
obviously
start watching the trailers for sure.
right, so I'm thinking when Rue's driving back and you see the cop lights, I'm like, "Oh, shit.
Yeah.
They planted some" like, Rue's got the drugs,
Mhm.
Lori called the cops on Rue.
Yeah.
Turns out it's the fucking DEA.
Yeah.
So I don't really wanna spoil it if you haven't seen the trailer,
I have just
because
do it. Just fucking do I don't care.
okay, so the DEA is onto them,
Okay.
and they basically want Rue to be a snitch and take down I don't know if it's just Alamo or if it's Lori too, but, like, they're using Rue.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rue
shit.
is she's basically going to be an informant for the DEA.
Damn.
So that's where we're going next. Like, they were like, "We have pictures of you," and she's like, "No, you don't." And they're like, "Alright, no, we don't." And then they pull out the picture, and she's like, "So you guys can just lie?" And like, "Yeah, Ru how the fuck do people not know that politicians and officers of law can fucking lie? That's how it works. That's why they
Yeah,
call them crooked cops. Like, what are we
right.
talking about?" I just thought that was common knowledge for all of us. Apparently not Ruby Bennett. But yeah, so they show a shot where like Rue is watching. I don't know what his character's name is Kadeem Hardison, where he's going in the safe, and Rue is like watching to see what the safe code is, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Alamo makes now with the magic of editing, and this is why people this is why we do what we do. We want to make it like think about how many movie trailers you've seen where they show you some shit and it actually is something when you see the actual film, it's like this takes place in the first fucking 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Alamo makes a statement. He's like, "You got that rat look on your face right now," and then they show
Yeah.
Rue.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like either he's going to figure out that somebody's trying to use Rue to take down the organization.
Yeah.
But they definitely have a picture of her in Mexico. So, then they have to be taking down Lori too because that was before she worked for Alamo.
Right.
Um, so I don't know where we go from here because they can't
'Cause
kill Nadoff.
they can't.
You can't kill Nadoff. Um, we don't know what's gonna happen with Jules. I thought the guy that played Elliot was supposed to be in this season and Rue's mother and actually Ali. We've seen a shot of Coleman Domingo in the hospital, so he's gotta show up at some point.
Mhm.
But they've done so much in these first 3 episodes, so it's like I know that they're not here, but you hardly miss them.
Right.
You just hardly fucking miss them because it's been nonstop. Like the Jules storyline is great. Oh,
Mhm.
there's some shit. So, do you want me to go more into the next few episodes or whatever from the trailer?
Do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so
I mean, the trailer's
Maddie,
out, so, like, people are gonna see it, people are gonna know. I was just dumb enough to not go through it and look at it.
Maddie basically convinces Cassie to get with her client and take a picture and like build up like her social buzz or whatever. Yeah, like they're in the club together and all types of shit like that. So that's gonna be a conflict. Um,
Yeah.
here's my thing. I don't think that they're overtly trying to go there, but if you remember when Nate got the shit beat out of him by Fezco, I kind of remember Maddie kind of being like wanting to take care of him, or did I imagine that? I don't remember. So, like, Nate's now
Yeah, she
missing a
tried to take
toe,
care of him, yeah.
so now he's missing a toe, and she's convincing Cassie to do all this extra content shit. I don't know that I don't know that this doesn't end with Maddie and Nate back together. Like, that
Really.
like, if we want to have a prediction for the finale, because this has to be the last season. I don't know where you
Mhm.
go from here. You just
Right.
like, it's hard because,
Yeah.
Eric Dane is gone, I guess obviously is gone.
Mhm.
I just don't know where you go from I think that this is wrapping the characters up,
Yeah,
and you have to
absolutely.
do it the best way you can.
Yeah.
Maddie and Nate ending up back together would be like poetic justice in my opinion.
Really.
And I could see us because Rue, like, here's the thing. Zendaya is the star of the show.
Mhm.
Everything is built around her.
Right.
But if we're talking about a breakout star from this show, like Maud Apatow is Maud Apatow. Like Judd Apatow is your dad, Leslie Mann is your fucking mother. You were in fucking Knocked Up when you were a kid, and still has the funniest line in the movie. Blah blah blah. Ben's a prick. She was hilarious. So we've known Maud Apatow her entire life. Like, but if there is a breakout star, well, I'll give Sydney Sweeney that. Like, I'm not a fan because all you had to say was no, I do not support. Whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Um, but Alexa Demi has like she's put herself in a position by playing the character of Maddie.
Yeah.
And they built so much around Maddie and Nate, because we get the love triangle and all that stuff. Maddie was the leader of the girl group. It's all
Mhm.
there. I could see a situation where they do end it where Nate realizes that he bit off way too much more than he could chew.
Yeah.
And I think he may like trying to please Cassie, 'cause Cat what he was like, "We might have to downsize," and she's like, "I don't wanna fucking downsize." And
Yeah.
him trying to please Cassie has put them in financial straits, and he realizes that Maddie's a fucking hard worker. Like,
Mhm.
she left town
She's a
right after
hustler.
graduation with the thank you, she's a hustler, she left town after graduation
Mhm.
with the suitcase and found herself a job. Like, Maddie does not mind thugging it out. She's living in somebody's fucking basement. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think that at some point and I think this is why they avoided Nate and Maddie having a conversation at the wedding. All these conversations happen. Cal and Jules,
True.
Nate and Jules.
Yeah.
Maddie and Nate have no conversation. Cassie and
Yeah.
Maddie have met and had lunch, and she's helped her shoot content, but Maddie and Nate have not talked at all. It just feels like they're building to that being the end. And it would
Okay.
make all the sense in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, that
And I
makes
think
sense.
that Nate is going to figure out that both Cassie and Maddie are pretty, right? But
Right.
the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. It's like a direct, like, and also with what Nate's mother said at the wedding, where she threw
Mhm.
shade at Cassie. Because, like, again, my point about that is this: they were fucking kids.
Right.
You bringing that up 5, 6 years later is absolutely insane. Why do you have
Yeah.
to throw shade at a girl? She was 16, 17 when she dated your son.
Right.
Or as a mother, you have to keep your mouth shut. That's crazy. And I think it would be perfect if he ended up with Maddie in the end. I think that that's like I feel like now you got the
Yeah, 'cause I mean
DEA involved.
yeah. I mean, 'cause, like, we
I
talked
don't know.
about how, like, Maddie seemed like she grew up a little bit, like, she's
She
become more
did, yeah, very
mature. So,
mature.
like, that would
Yeah,
make sense that they would end up together and not have all that, like, that toxicity anymore.
yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
also, like I remember thinking, and I said this, I was like, Nate used to have balls. And then,
Yeah.
and then I'm watching with people that are just like, yeah, but he's not in high school anymore. I was like,
True.
he's
Yeah.
mature. He's
Yeah.
matured. And Nate is completely different than the Nate Jacobs we saw when this fucking show started.
Yeah.
He's telling like, "Hey, this is not a good idea. Do we really need $50,000 worth of fucking flowers?"
Yeah.
No. Like, well, if you can't afford the wedding that I want, then maybe we shouldn't get married. And at that point, when Cassie said that, doom and gloom. Like,
Mhm.
that'll be a turning point in the series because I think that that is going to end up being a very pivotal moment for Cassie and Nate, and I would not be surprised if he ended up with Maddie.
Yeah.
I really would not
Okay.
be surprised if he ended up with Maddie because it to me, it just makes all the sense in the fucking world. All the sense
Yeah.
in the world.
It does make sense. I can see
Um,
that now.
yeah. I don't really have anything else.
It ends with Jules coming home and
Yep.
her I was gonna say her baby daddy, her sugar daddy. Sugar
Sugar
daddy's
daddy, yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what
And I
happens with
really wanna
that.
see yeah, I'm really interested in that because we saw him obviously bind her. I was like, "Okay, he's got a binding fetish.
Mhm.
How deep does this go?" Like,
Yeah. That
because
can
she
get real
immediately
dangerous.
my thing is this, there's an expectation of Jules,
Mhm.
and I believe we're going to find out over the next few episodes what it is, and I think that there could be some kinda trouble for Jules because instead of saying, "Hey, I'm home," or anything like that, she notices his things are there, and the first thing she does is grab lipstick and fix her lips. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, "Okay, this means something here." Like, she's expected to look a certain way, this, that, and the third, and I really can't wait to see what they do with that, but
Yeah.
I just I'm blown away by that episode. I'm
Yeah.
just
Me
blown away
too.
by that episode. The subtle hints here and there, but the girl that flipped the fuck out, I thought she probably did the best acting in the whole episode when she's like, "He's fucking broke, and we invested
Yeah.
money with him."
Yeah.
She and I don't know who that young lady is, but kudos to her because she put on an acting clinic. Because if I didn't know it was a TV show, I would 100% believe that like she really lost her fucking money to Nate Jacobs.
Yeah.
Like she did a great fucking job.
Really good job.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
No, Rue was real smooth with the whole "I'm your sugar daddy now." That was real smooth. Love
When she
that.
gave her, she was like,
Yeah, she
"Address sexy." That was cool.
that
That
was
was cool.
cool.
Shout
I
out to
like
Rue.
that. Besides
Yeah,
that, I
yeah,
mean, I think that kinda wraps it up. We talked about the whole thing.
yeah,
I'm really excited for the next episode. This season has
yeah.
been
Very
really
much
good
so.
so far.
Very
Absolutely.
much so.
Yeah.
And but I would say go ahead, run the episode back, and then
Yeah.
let the like when it pops into the smaller screen, go back up, make it large, let the credits roll, and then watch the featurette after because like it's just I was like they really you can tell that this episode was the centerpiece of this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the pivotal point. It's like the original Star Wars trilogy, right? Where Empire Strikes Back is the second movie. It's in the middle, and this is where the characters are like in trouble and despair.
Mhm.
And what the fuck happens? Like when we leave Empire, like we find out Vader is Luke's fucking dad. Luke has lost an arm. Like
Yeah.
Han Solo is frozen. Like the wedding episode is their Empire Strikes Back, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
And the
The
question is,
drama,
where do we go
everything's
from here? Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Where do we go from here? So
Yeah.
I can't wait for Sunday's episode. I think it's going to be incredible. I don't have anything else.
That's a
So
wrap.
we're going to shut this down. You guys know where to find us. Pause Menu Society on your socials. Audio is out tomorrow. Well, we record this on we usually record on Mondays, but I was on set the last couple of days. We have officially wrapped principal photography. I'm so thankful because I've only got like 5.5 hours of sleep
Hell
over the
yeah.
last couple of days, but it's done. We have a couple of days of reshoots, maybe in the summer or the fall, but the heavy lifting is done. Promotion starts. So I will be on Movie Guys podcast this Friday to talk to them about the world of being an independent film producer and stuff like that. So
Hell yeah.
I will post links about that on our socials. You guys make sure you're tuned in. As always, I am Daniel Derrick Ocean. That is Awesome Amy, and we are two members of Pause Menu Society. A pleasure always, you guys. Be good. Peace out.
Bye.